sugar-free sweet and sour wings. I'm going to serve the sauce on some cauli rice. Okay, today we're cooking my sweet and sour sticky chicken wings. I've been cooking this for, 25 to 30 years now, and I finally wrote the recipe down. I just know it by heart, and I based it on 2 pounds of wings, and we won't eat 2 pounds of wings. We'll probably have some of this tonight, and then maybe some tomorrow night. Now the recipe for this is below in the comments section, and it's going to seem a little complicated, but it's not. I've got some steps here. First of all, we're going to do the boil stage, then we're going to do the marination, then we're going to fry, and then we're going to cook it, braise it in the sticky sauce. So I've got a pot, my induction burner, and 2 pounds of wings. And these wings are the little drumettes and the winglets. And there's 2 pounds. No tips. And in that goes. Take this up to high. I'm just going to cover this with water. I've cooked this a couple of times in the last week or so, so I know exactly how much water is going to in, but I'm covering that. And I've got half a cup of white vinegar, and that goes in. And that adds a really nice sour taste into the wings. And the reason why we're boiling this is because we want to open up the skin and kind of dry it out so it's more receptive to soaking up the tamari sauce. Okay, I'm going to bring this up to a boil, and I'm going to simmer it for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to strain it and let the wings dry a little bit, and we'll move on to that stage. Okay, so here we are on the second stage. So I boiled this for, I'm going to say it took about 10 minutes to bring it up to a boil, and then I simmered for 5, then I strained it, and I just left it in a colander to kind of steam out. Now they're not cooked. So what I want to do now is take these out and put them into my casserole dish that I'm going to cook in. And I've got some tamari sauce, and the measurements again are below in the comments section. So we're just going to pour that on top like that. And I've got some fresh cracked pepper. We're just going to move that around, make sure it's all covered, and it's the tamari sauce that really makes this. It soaks into the skin. I've tried doing this where you don't boil it first, and the tamari just doesn't soak in like it should. So the boiling method really works. Flip them around, and at this stage, so you can prep the wings earlier on in the day and then just let it sit in this and toss them throughout the day, and then finish it off at nighttime if you want to cut down on some prep time. So I'm just going to let that sit for a couple of minutes. Make sure you get the pepper on there. There, I'd let that marinate for about 10 minutes. I like that. And again, you can let that sit all day and toss it around. It just gets more flavor as time goes on. Now I've got a paper bag. We used to use real flour when we did this, but now I'm using some Carbalose, and it's not much, but a 1/4 cup of Carbalose. Into the bag that goes. It doesn't work with almond flour, I've tried that. So I'm going to take these, put them into the bag. There we go. And just shake it up to coat. I'm going to turn on my frying pan here, about level 8 on my induction burner. My oil of choice is going to be a refined coconut oil. I really like it because it's got a high burn point, and it doesn't taste like coconut, and it adds a really nice brown crust to these wings. Now I'm going to preheat my oven. I'm using a grill today. It's way too hot to cook inside. You can do it in the oven if you like, but I'm going to do it on the grill. So I've got heat on this side, and nothing in the center. 350 degrees. That's just coming up now. So in goes my coconut oil. About a 1/4 cup should do it. You can see how that's nicely coated. I'm just going to put them all into this large pan, toss them around, make them golden brown on all sides. There you go. That took about 5 minutes to get a nice crust on that, on all sides. And now I'm just going to go back into the original pan that had the tamari sauce and the fresh ground pepper. And I'm going to put the best side up. Nice little crispy coating on there. And that Carbalose will really help to thicken the sauce too. And again, at this stage, you can just take it this far and then make your sauce ahead too, and then put it on, cover it, and bake it in the oven whenever you're ready. Next step is we're going to make the sauce. And I've got the pot. That's the original pot, I just cleaned it. Now, I've got some vinegar, a good half cup of plain white vinegar. Got 1.5 cups of Swerve Brown, actually. This is Swerve Brown replacement, or you can get Truvia Brown replacement. It's basically a sugar-free substitute, but it's brown sugar. Now we're going to add in half cup of water, and I've got some xanthan gum mixed into a 1/4 cup of water, and you can see how it just looks like glue. So that's going to go in. And I'm going to grate in with a microplane, actually, or you can mince this, but this is some fresh ginger, a couple of cloves of garlic for sure. There you go, that's coming up nicely. Just turn it down a little bit. Yep, I'm up to 350 degrees. I'm going to put just a half teaspoon of pure sesame oil. This is the real stuff too, just a half, just for a really nice authentic Asian taste. And this is a new mixer that I have, just goes up and down. That'll help get the xanthan gum all incorporated. We're just going to reduce this down into kind of a thick sauce. The sauce will thicken up nice and gooey like as it bakes in the oven. And now what I'm going to do is just take this sauce and pour it over top of the chicken wings, just like that. There you go, that looks really good. And to finish this off, I've got some fresh sesame seeds, just to sprinkle on the top throughout. And I'm going to cover it with some foil. And I'm going to put this in at 350 degrees, indirect. I'm going to let that go for about 35-40 minutes. And you can stir it if you like and put more goo on the top to kind of caramelize it and thicken it up. Okay, here we are in our last stage of the sweet and sour sticky wings. And what happened was I went for 350 degrees covered for about 40 minutes. And then what I did was I took the cover off. I basted the nice sticky goo on top. Let's see what this is all about. Now I put some of the sticky goo back on top of the wings, and this can sit for probably an hour or so in the oven, keep in your safety zone. But I've got this beautiful sauce in here, nice and thick and sticky. The Carbalose will actually thicken the sauce up, and I put some sauce back on top. But I'm going to serve the sauce on top of some cauli rice, maybe a little bit of broccoli. But it's so versatile. I would serve this. It's sugar-free, it's low carb, as an appetizer or a main course. Absolutely perfect. Sweet and sour, sugar-free, sticky wings. Thanks for watching.